All right, live from Stockton, California.
What's going on, man?
Gabriel Flores Sr., Jr., coming off a sensational win. What's going on, Junior?
Nah, man, just chilling, staying active, ready to get back in the ring. You know, I feel good. I'm still in shape, you know, working on my legs and all of that. So whenever I get the call to jump back into the ring, I'll be ready.
Who you looking at?
Right now, you know, I'm just trying to get up there in the rankings and hopefully, you know, soon I'll fight for a little title or something, you know. But right now, I'm just working, you know, so till my name get called out to get put in that ring.
So what is your current record now?
Right now, I'm 16-0.
All right, 16-0. You know, they have, you know, when you're an up-and-coming boxer, you're considered a prospect. You know, then you go to a contender. So when can we call you Gabriel Flores Jr., the contender?
Hopefully soon, you know what I mean? I've been 16-0, and I'm ready to step it up. That's how I feel. So, you know, I feel like Top Rank will step it up when they think it's the time. I don't think that's too far from right now.
Do you like the pace that your career is going? I mean, do you like fighting like 3 times a year or 4 times a year? Like, how often do you like to fight?
I like to stay busy. This year I fought, I think 5 times, right, Bob? Yeah, we fought 5 times this year. And I was ready to jump in the ring next month in December, like December or something, but they didn't get a date, so we're going to jump in January. Okay,
when do we think we can see you fight again in your hometown of Stockton, California? Because I saw you fight in Stockton. I mean, you had a big turnout. I mean, you know, you got that love from the people in Stockton, California. So when can we see you fight in Stockton, California?
Man, we're hoping the spring of 2020. That's where we're heading. You know, that's what we're shooting towards, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, you know, because we're working hard towards it. Me and my guy, Rick Morrigan and my pops. We want to make it happen. We want to fight in the city again because we need it. We need it. You know, we go in there and we set that thing out, and, you know, the people around here love it. They appreciate it because, you know, every time I step in the ring, I'm representing us.
Do you think it's important for fighters to fight in their hometown? I know everybody wants to fight in Las Vegas, New York, you know, Madison Square Garden, the MGM Arena, but what do you prefer? Do you prefer fighting in your hometown, and do you think that hinders you sometimes when you fight too much in your hometown?
Yeah, too much of anything is bad, you know. I mean, of course, it's good to fight around your people. So we plan to do it 2 times a year. That's our plan. And then, you know, whatever else comes up, comes up. Of course, fighting in the Madison Square Garden is nice, and MGM is nice. So, you know, you want to mix it in. You don't want to only be in your city, you know.
Okay, I wanted to ask you about I wanted to ask you about, you know, event that happened. Unfortunately, it happened on the same date that you fought. You know, I wanted to ask you about this Logan Paul versus KSI. Do you like the idea of 2 dudes that's from YouTube? Basically, they had some kind of beef on YouTube, and then basically they got in the ring and basically they fought, they made some money, and then at the end of the day, they got guys like you. This is your life. This is what you do for a living. You give it your all, and then they got a lot of people paying more attention to that fight than you being an actual fighter. Do you take offense to that?
I don't. You know, I mean, I might not knock anybody hustle. They're trying to get their money, get your money. You know, I mean, like they said that was the highest viewed anything, you know, past Floyd stuff and all that. So, I mean, hey, if they could do it, why not do it? You know, I mean, I'm not gonna hate on that. You know, they're getting their money, but I mean, it's just like a boxer going into wrestling and getting a little money. You know, it is what it is, you know. But, I mean, it'll be different if the YouTubers try to stay boxing and, you know, all that. And all kinds of different YouTubers fighting each other. Then that's a different story. But if it's a one-time fight just like that, you know, they're just trying to get paid.
Yeah, because, see, I wanted to ask you about that because I was like, I looked at it as a money grab. And I have to admit, I watched it, but I watched you guys fight first. And I was thinking to myself, okay, you got 2 YouTubers fighting. Oh, my God. Could this open up Pandora's box to where every time some dudes on YouTube get into a beef, they talk about, okay, well, let's call Bob Arum. Let's get in the ring.
But that'd be harder because, you know, I mean, there ain't that many YouTubers like them. They really got that following. They got the subscribers like that. So that would be a little more difficult. I feel like that's not gonna be a common thing, So, I mean, who wouldn't want to make the money that they're making that one night,
Yeah, I heard they made like 900,000.
I'm pretty sure they made more than that, but I don't know how much they made. But I'm pretty sure they got a meal at very least out of it, at very least, because I mean they sold out the Staples Center, and then getting that many views.
Well, I mean, your popularity is growing too. So, I mean, like, do you think in the next 2 or 3 years you'll be selling out the Staples Center or the arena in Stockton or the MGM Grand? Is that the overall goal for you?
I already sold out the Stockton arena, so I mean, pretty soon, I'll say probably less than 2 years. I'm gonna sell out right here at Golden One Center right here in Sacramento. So we're keep stepping it up because I'm riding hard for us right here in Northern California.
Yeah, I'm a Northern California cat too, so I'm riding with y'all.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask y'all something. Floyd and them is gone. Manny Pacquiao is, well, we hope sooner than later he'll give it up. You're like the next generation. Mm-hmm. Gabriel Flores Jr., Devin Haney, Tank Davis, couple of other guys out there, Jared Booth, Ennis. Besides yourself, Shakur Stevenson as well. Besides Gabriel Flores Jr., who you think is like the best up and coming fighter out there? That's like, the future of boxing besides yourself, because we already know that you're gonna. We know you're gonna be the next star.
Yeah. Man. Like you said, Javante looked nice, man. But he not that much busy. But Shakur looked real bad too. Shakur's nice, man. I've been knowing Shakur for some time now, and seeing him go in there and grab that title, made me feel good for him because, like I said, I've been knowing him since the amateurs. So it's good to see that. So for sure, I said Javante, man, he's doing it, and Shakur, he got it down. He's doing his thing.
Have you ever sparred with any of those dudes?
Me and Shakur sparred a few times. I never sparred Javante. I sparred like Leo Santa Cruz. I sparred a few people. Oscar Valdez, Jesse Magdaleno. We take the trips out there and make sure we get that work in.
Who won? Or just, I know you guys don't like to really say who won. Okay, how did you do?
I mean, when we jump in there, like I said, me and Shakur been knowing each other for a while. So when we jump in there, we're jumping in there to get each other work, So we learn off each other. I learn off of him. He learn off of me. We capitalize on our mistakes. All right, I'm going to do that next time. It's good when I spar Shakur because, it's hard for me to spar somebody with that type of ring IQ. I could go in the sparring and make a lot of mistakes and not pay for it. But if I spar Shakur, I'll make a mistake, I'll pay for it. And I'll be, all right, I can't be doing that. I'm slacking. I'm being lazy. So when we jump in the ring together, we jump in the ring to sharpen ourselves. Iron sharpen iron. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you another question about those guys. Like I said, you part of the next generation. Your dad got you on the right track, and we appreciate that because guys like Gabriel Sr., he don't get enough credit, It's good to see, the father and son connection. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm brother, but then you guys are Mexican. That's cool, too. We all in the same type of family, but I really admire the fact the bond that you guys got, because, I done seen it up close and personal. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate your story because it's a good story. Because I just want to tell you that I appreciate, you guys letting me come here and do this interview. Because like I said, I don't tell you enough that, like, I'm proud to see the growth and that you guys didn't let me in, to see this young man become a superstar in boxing. And he gonna be a millionaire.
Yeah. No problem, man. Anytime you guys want to come, the doors are open for you.
So Gabriel, I want to ask you something. Like I said, once again, you're part of the next generation. Is there any guy that you looking at like, hey, eventually I'm cool with him, but eventually we gonna have to lock horns?
Ask me that question, like in 2020, I'm pretty sure I have a few answers for you. But right now, we focus on ourselves, man. We winning. We looking straight forward. We're not looking back or the side or anything. So right now, we making sure we look better than me. Every time I step in the ring, I was like, did I look better than I did last time? Yeah, all right, we doing what we supposed to do then. Let's look better next time again. So like I said, man, when it's time to come and I'm not gonna be shy to yell out some names and get in the ring and all that. We're gonna have some fun with all that, but I feel like right now I just gotta make sure, you know, I'm the best version of me.
Yeah, is that something that you do when you know, after a fight? Do you look at tape and do you be like, okay, I should have did this?
Oh yeah,
and then,
hell yeah. We don't really look at what I do good. We look at what I do bad so we can fix that. You know, limit your mistakes so you could then do that and limit your mistakes and be the best version of yourself. And, you know, that's what we're looking for. You know, that's why people say each time I step in that ring, I get better and better. Because we criticize ourselves more than anybody criticizes us. So we make sure we're on top of our game.
Yeah, Senior, I wanted to ask you a question. So, like, what type of steps you go to, like, when you get ready for a fight, preparing for a fight, and then eventually after the fight? Like, how does that process work? Because, you know, the people want to know.
Right. Well, we look at his last previous fight. All right, you should have did this. We need to do this. We'll work on that. You know, and then we'll get the sparring, different sparring. We'll get the pressure sparring. Then we get the guys that move away from us. You know, I mean, you just got to cover all ends of the fight. You know, the fight game. You got to know how to fight on the inside, the outside. Work the body, go to the head, throw combinations. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, and you got to be consistent. You know, with your jab, with your feints. You know, with your movement. So there's a lot of things that go into it.
Ooh, Gabriel Flores Jr., what do you call your style of fighting? I mean, it's not what you would call, quote unquote, the Mexican style where you just, the bell range is just boom, boom, rock'em, sock'em, video game type of fight. I see you take your time, you study, and then you try to, you know, break your opponent down. So what do you call your style of fighting?
I like to be a boxer puncher, you know, I like to box, use my ring IQ and everything, but, you know, at the end, I like to mix it in and get dirty, man. You know, I like an exciting fight. You know, I know my fights, you know, if you saw me fighting, nobody booing or none. Cause I like to mix it in, I really do. You know, I like boxing, but then I like to push the issue.
Do you think that's important, you know, as a boxer, that you have to put on the show? Because at the end of the day, some people don't like the fact that, you know, you may try to box because the art of boxing is to hit, not get hit. And, you know, I want you to kind of like address that. I
mean, it depends on what kind of fighter you are, you know what I mean, to please the crowd. Sometimes it's not your job, sometimes it is your job. You know what I mean? Like last Saturday was my job to make sure, like, you know, we had a good fight. But don't play in the crowd. I'm not saying play into the crowd and all that. But, you know, if you feel comfortable, do what you feel comfortable doing in the ring. You know, but I just feel like a lot of fighters sometimes, you know, they don't sell tickets just for that reason. You know, you gotta have charisma, you gotta have a character inside and out the ring, you know, but sometimes more outside the ring, sometimes more inside the ring. You just gotta find your touch.
Do you think that that's part of selling yourself as a boxer? Because they have some boxers, like, you know, they're great in the ring, but then outside of the ring, it's kind of like, you know, one thing about you guys, you know, in the ring, you're exciting to watch. You know, the showboating, to me, I don't have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. You know, I like it. I think it's cool. But then you have the dude that just, you know, like for instance, Better Be It. He go in there, he fights, and then he pretty much leaves. Do you think that hurts a fighter when he don't give his fans anything?
Of course it does. Of course it does. There's nothing there, you know. You gotta, I mean, but you know what? With us, what you see is real. This is how we are. What you see is what you get. And of course, if you don't talk to the audience, you don't talk to the crowd, you don't interact with your fans, it's a big turnoff. It's boring. You know, people want to know what you think or how you feel or who you want to fight next. You know, Junior's not in the place to call anybody out right now. You know, let us get top 10. You know, it's close to the title shot. Then you hear him call names. You know, 130. I think we're gonna bounce him to 130, snatch somebody's title, and then jump to 35. That's our plan. But you know, we'll take it fight by fight. But of course, the people want to know who you are, and that's why they watch, you know, Dante's Boxing Nation. That's why they watch all these other channels. They want to know the real Gabriel Flores Jr. besides just boxing in the ring. And if you don't do interviews and all that shit, I mean, you're hurting yourself for sure. I know a lot of fighters, great fighters, that don't get paid like they should get paid because they got no personality.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And you know that. And there's fighters that can't fight for shit, but they got a hell of a personality and they make money, right? This is a show. When we signed with Top Rank, one of the first things they told me, you know what? it's great that Gabriel knows how to fight, but this is a show business. This is it's showtime. For sure, you have to understand that. You know, and so I just tell Gabriel, be yourself, do what you do. In the amateurs, Gabriel used to dance before he come out to fight. You know, but that's Gabriel. And he's showboat, he always showboat. That doesn't mean he's a bad kid, and that's just what he does, you know? That's just what we do, you know? Well, and look, I come from the streets of Stockton, and I don't hide that shit. You know what I'm saying? You talk to me, I'll talk to you the way I talk to everybody else. I mean, I'm a cool dude, but I'm not gonna try to act like somebody I'm not.
Do you think that's a double-edged sword too? Because it's sort of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, I seen, you know, people complain about Floyd Mayweather. They said he showboats too much. But then at the same time, you had a guy like Andre Ward, who just was a lunchbox fighter, and they hated him.
Look at the bank account. That's all you got to, that's it. Look at the bank account. Hey, controversy sells. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see. Look, I like Andre Ward. I'm a fan of Andre Ward. Was I dying to see him fight? No. I wanted to see Floyd fight, though. I wanted to see Roy fight, though. I mean, Andre Ward's a hell of a fighter. But he didn't give me enough of, no attitude, no, I want to fight this person, or, you know, it was kind of like, I feel Andre Ward would got paid like 10 times the amount of money if he would have had more, he was more animated. A little bit more, you know? Maybe, I mean, could have done a lot of things different. Maybe a different team around him.
So you think basically that did hurt him?
Of course. I mean, honestly, like the people that really know, you could see it, bro. Look at, I mean, there's so many names I could name. I don't want to name because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But they're great fighters, but there's no attitude. There's no character. There's nothing. Look at Floyd. He did his thing, man. Shit, he deserves what he got. He earned his money. He understood the business.
Well, like I said, I do appreciate the fact that you keeping it 100, because I love the fact that you're the father/trainer, because there is a father/trainers where you got the fighter who says absolutely nothing in the fight, right. And you probably know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm saying, like, look at, I say if you guys ask me a question, I'm gonna be honest. Junior speaks for himself. I don't ever speak for Junior. Junior speaks for himself. You know what I'm saying? He's his own man. But I mean, I'm here to guide him, you know, and put him in the right position. That's what I'm here for.
Okay, so they got some upcoming fights coming up, so I wanted to get both of you guys' take on it. Okay, in a week, we got Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz in the rematch. How do you see that fight? Who wins this fight, and how do they win the fight?
I think Wilder got him. You know what I mean? Luis is a little aged and everything, but I feel like Luis could have got him last time. I feel like it's going to be a good fight still, though. You know what I mean? I mean, Wilder went all 12 rounds with some, I forgot the guy's name, some heavyweight, and then they rematched, and he knocked him out like the first round or something like that.
Oh, Burmans to burn.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like that with Luis Ortiz. Hopefully, like Luis Ortiz, he can box. He got skills. He nice. He almost beat Wilder. You know what I mean? But he just kind of got like, he got touched, and he wanted to touch him right back, and that was his problem. He didn't like try to recover or nothing.
Do you think his age might? Well, we don't know how old he is. I mean, we don't know how old he is on paper. They say he's 40. He could be 43. Yeah. Do you think that could play into the fight?
Of course, that's what I said. You know, that's what I was saying. Like, he aging, man. He get a little older. You know, he probably not as strong as he was. His steam of punches probably go down later rounds just because he aging. You know, so play a factor for sure.
Wear and tear. Wear and tear too, man. Being in the sport too long, it'll take a toll on you. So I got Deontay stopping him again.
So you guys see another knockout.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if it was Luis Ortiz early on, like 5 years ago, man, I think he beat Deontay.
Well, you know, 5 years ago, he couldn't get nobody in the ring with him. Right. So I got to keep it 100.
Right. Oh, that's a bad dude, Luis Ortiz. He's just old now, man. He's a bad dude.
I was wondering, did you guys... I'm just going to keep it 100. I was wondering, did you guys get a chance to see Canelo's last fight with Sergey Kovalev? That fight had a lot of controversy surrounding it, from the actual fight, how it was scored, to what some of the fighters said I don't know if you heard what some of the fighters were saying about the fight, but I just several fighters from
like what, like it was fixed or something.
Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all opinion.
I'll give you my opinion, and this is what I think. This is what I know. When you find a counter puncher like Canelo who could hit hard, you're not gonna fully commit to your punches. That's why he wasn't fully committed. If you fully commit, you miss, that's your ass. So people, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't understand boxing. Like their IQ is not all there. That's why there's few great fighters. When you fully commit, you're gonna get countered. But if you don't commit all the way, like then that counter will pass you up, or you could even block it better. But if you fully commit and throw your weight into that shot and you miss, that's your ass. That's why Kovalev was fighting like that.
Kovalev knew he couldn't bang with Canelo.
No.
He knew he was gonna get caught.
He was gonna open himself up. He didn't want to open up too much.
He knew he was gonna get caught, man. And look at it. Sure enough, he got caught.
That's fucking stupid to say that the fight was fixed. He got knocked the fuck out like that on purpose. That's crazy. Like, it's amazing how ridiculous these people are. It's fucking.
Sometimes it could be envy. You know, people be talking.
Yeah, but I'm stunned on the comments.
But Canelo is Canelo. I feel Canelo's pound for pound. He that guy.
Oh yeah, Canelo is pound for pound.
He
He's
that
the best
guy.
fighter in the world for sure. Everything else is just fucking. It's politics, bro. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of politics? I mean, if you could say...
Okay, check this out. Me and you are boys, right? This is our boy, right? This works like this. And then there's other fighters we know that are good out there. But if they're kind of close and there's somebody better than G, fuck that. Little G's #1 pound for pound. We dictate it. There's a pyramid. You know how it goes. You know who got power? Who got the most power in boxing right now?
Well, the hardest, like, one-punch puncher is Wilder.
No, I'm talking about it as an organization. I don't even want to talk about it. How about that? I don't want to get into it, but I'm just saying, come on, there's influence. There's certain people that influence other people. Like if we sit there and say, hey, tomorrow, let's say, I don't know, some coach, this is the best coach in boxing right now. If people start saying, if ESPN starts saying it, and everybody else starts saying it, you get Dan Rafael to say it, you know what? Guess what? That's the best coach in boxing. You know why? Because they set it up to be like that.
Well, you know, Dan Rafael, he has a history of...
right.
Well, you know his history.
That's just
Example. But it's example, though. But look at, but how many people listen to him?
Not very many, but
the casual boxing
some
fans
people do.
The casual boxing fans do. They turn on their TV or they hear that shit. That's what it is. I'm not talking about people who really know. I'm talking about the majority is the casual boxing fans that don't really know shit.
Do you feel that is a problem now? Because, you know, it's different from, you know, the Howard Cosell days. You got social media, and a lot of these dudes, as I said before we started the interview, have never had an actual fight in their life. And then they're quick to say, well, this guy got exposed and
Well, a lot of people do they jump to conclusions. Like, I see it all the time. Like, oh, this guy's not that good. Oh, look at him. He's doing this. 2 years later, oh, he's the best guy I ever seen. Same fucking dude. Same fucking guy. You know, so you can't listen to that shit. Like, early on, I know a lot of fighters that didn't look too good early on, and now they're great world champions, you know? Actually, pound for pound right now. Early on, they didn't look like nothing. But that's why you don't criticize and judge so early in a fighter's career, because it's a learning stage.
Okay, so you think Canelo is the best pound-for-pound fighter? I don't have no problem with that. Me, myself, I'm going with Crawford. And then, hey, Canelo, Errol Spence, take your pick. But I wanted to ask you about Vasily Lomachenko. So do you think Vasily Lomachenko at one time was the best fighter? I know you guys both fight for top rank. So I'm just asking you without bias, your honest opinion.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I want to say top 5 for sure. You've been top 5 for a minute. Like number 2 and all that, you know, for a minute. But number 1, nah. You know,
I got Canelo, Crawford, then Loma.
Yeah, I feel like Canelo been holding that torch for a minute. I mean, yeah, he got lost, but who'd he lose to? You know what I mean? He lost to Floyd. You know, but he been doing his thing, man. He looked nice in there. And he improves all the time. You're not going to see the same Canelo every time. He improves. He got different game plans. He do different things in there, so...
I think you got to step back and look at the fighter too. Canelo could do everything. Everything. You know, and Crawford's great. Don't get me wrong. Crawford's my second. I had him first before, but now I got him second after, you know, Canelo's performances, what he's doing, going up in weight, beating all these guys. He got to be number 1. He had to be. And Crawford's number 2, and then Loma. But Yeah, look at them. Compare them. Watch their style. Watch the jab. Watch the defense. Watch the counter punching. Watch the footwork. That shit, man. Canelo's for real. Look at what he does.
Okay. Crawford got a fight coming up against the Mean Machine. Now, should he get past the Mean Machine, who do you think Crawford should fight? We all know the fight that everybody wants to see is the Spence fight. But based off certain things, I know you guys don't want to go too deep into that. That fight may not happen for a while, if ever. Who do you think Crawford should fight? You know, should he get past the mean machine? You know, who do you think there's out there for Bud to basically, you know, at least stay in the argument about him being the best fighter on the planet?
I would like to see him fight Porter or Danny.
Yeah, take that. You need to take a title.
Yeah.
Take a title from what's it called? What did Porter just? Oh, Arrow. He did just fight Arrow, huh?
Yeah.
But that was a good fight. It was a good enough fight to throw Crawford in there.
Yeah.
I think it was a good enough fight to throw Crawford in there. But I think Arrow fought a tough man fight. Like, I could fight with you. That was dumb. I think Arrow would have boxed him and probably stopped him.
You would have fought his fight. Yeah. For sure. But I feel like Crawford just, you know, keep on grabbing them titles. You know, I mean, he can even fight Pacquiao. Pacquiao at 47 still, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, of course, we know what's going to happen if he step in the ring with Pacquiao. But, I mean, he's just grabbing another title. You know what I mean? Trying to get all of them, rack them all up.
Yeah, I wanted to ask y'all one last question before, you know, we wrap this up. You know, one of the things that bother me that's going on with the current state of boxing, you know, we just briefly talked about it, is certain fights that the fans want to see, is certain fights that I want to see, but it just seemed like you just got like game banging in boxing now. It's like, oh, well, he's with this network. You hearing the other side of the street shit, and you hearing, well, this dude is 4 paces to the left and he need to make a right. Do that bother you? Because there's going to be certain fighters that you guys are going to be looking at. Do you think that can hinder you guys from getting those marquee fights that you need to build you up and solidify you guys as superstars in boxing? Do you like the politics? I just wanted to get your take on that.
It makes it hard, you know. If all the fans want to see it, and you know, if somebody like say want to be pound for pound, maybe that one fight is stopping you from being it. You know what I mean? Stopping your money a little bit. You know what I mean? But I feel like if you're a fighter and the other fighter really want to get down in that ring, you can make it happen. You just got to keep on pushing. You know, making that pressure. You know, keep on applying pressure, and your promoter will work it out, I feel.
Yeah, it's up to, I think the fighters have more influence than what people think. If you press every day, calling your promoter, I need to fight this dude, I need to fight this, I don't want to fight nobody but this dude. And then you guys negotiate. Look at Bob. They're doing business with Golden Boy all the time now. Right?
Yeah.
They're doing business with Eddie Hearn all the time now. Okay, so, I mean, I think they could come to an agreement with Heyman too. If the money's right, if the fight's right. So I don't think it's as bad as it used to be at all, actually. Like, we're fighting Golden Boy fighters all the time. So that's good, you know. And Eddie Hearn's right there with Top Rank. So I don't see no more problems really, unless the fighters don't want to really fight. You could say, oh, I want $10 million to fight that guy. That's a good way not to fight him. You know what I'm saying? To make up bullshit excuses. I mean, I think it's easier than people think. If the fighters want to fight.
So basically, when you hear people say, okay, well, is this promoter, this manager.
But it is a little more difficult. We're not saying it's not. It's easy,
but if you overprice yourself, you know how it is. Don't overprice yourself. If you really want to fucking fight. You know. But I think more big fights could happen like that. Obviously, I mean, that's just me though. You know. Come on, if you really want to fight, we're with Top Rank, and there's another fighter with the Zone or Al Heyman. Get on the phone. Let's talk. Let's us talk first, and then let's come up with a plan, and then come at the promoters. It should be able to work. But you really got to want to fight.
All right. You guys heard it from the Flores. All right, Gabriel, tell everybody how to reach you. Tell all the fans how to reach you.
Find me at Instagram at G_squad_nation. Same as Twitter. And on Facebook, find me at Gabriel Flores.
Anything
and
you want
Coach G Flores, Instagram, and Gabriel Flores Senior on Facebook.
All right. Town business. We out.